Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys the September dip powder collection from Double Dip Nails. They just released 12 new colors and they are all glitter shades. So hopefully you are ready. These are so beautiful. I can't wait to share them with you guys. But before we get any further, I do want to thank Double Dip Nails for sponsoring today's video. I am just unpackaging all of the dip powders. There are 12 new colors in this collection, and like I said, these are all glitter shades. They are all super beautiful, and one thing to remember, these are all-in-one powders. You can use them as dip powder, but they can also be used as acrylic powder as well. Today, I will be showing them swatched as dip powder, and I will also be swatching them as acrylic because I do know that you guys love seeing them swatched as both. Just in case you like acrylic or you like dip powder, you can see how they look both ways. So here are all 12 colors. I'm going to go ahead and show the bottom, and then I'm just going to open it and show the actual inside of the powder. I did take away all of these seals. They were all sealed to prevent spilling during shipment, but I did go ahead and remove those just to make the process a little bit smoother for the video. So obviously, as you can see, they do all have names, and then they're also numbered like SP01 and then SP12. So it goes from 01 the whole way to 12, but they also have super cute names as well. So while I am going through the colors here, I do want to mention that I have a special offer for you guys, and that is buy 3, get 1 free using the code Brandy3. I will be linking all of these powders in the description box. My code will be on screen and also in the description box as well, but that is an absolutely amazing deal because you can buy 6 and get 2 free if you use that code, or you can buy 3 and get 1 free. It kind of just doubles. So if you want the collection, I recommend getting it now because I did hear that this month's collection, which is the September collection, their fall colors, it is going a lot faster. Like their stock is selling out a lot faster than the August collection. So if you are interested in any of these colors, I suggest you act fast, especially with that special promo, the buy 3, get 1 free. I think, like, who can resist? Like, that's awesome in my opinion because you can buy 3 colors, get 1 free, and these powders are absolutely beautiful as well. So here is just a close-up. Just look at the fine, chunky glitter pieces. Also, some of these have maple leaf sequins in them. Like, so beautiful. So I did want to go ahead and swatch one of them as dip powder on camera. I went ahead and swatched the other 11 colors off camera just because it is a pretty repetitive process, and I do realize that a lot of you like watching the acrylic swatches better than the dip powder swatches. So I'm just taking my dip base and I'm going to be swatching these on the top of the swatch stick. Most of the times I would do it on the underneath side just so I wouldn't have to encapsulate. But I did decide that today I would go ahead and swatch it on the top just because a lot of them have a good mix of glitter from fine to chunky and also having some maple leaves sequins in there. It kind of just, it wouldn't look good on the bottom, so I really wanted to try and give off that true swatch. I did not encapsulate these swatches, but I did just go ahead and swatch it on top just to make it a little bit more helpful to really show all of the different glitter pieces and showing it as a dip powder instead of as a acrylic swatch. So after that was completely dry, I did go ahead and brush away the remaining dip powder and glitter. I'm now just taking the activator to harden that up. Like I said, I did not encapsulate, so you may want to encapsulate these if you are swatching them like that, like this. That way the glitter doesn't flake off. But honestly, it's just a lot, and I was ready to just move into all of the colors. So here are the first 6 dip powder swatches. This does only have one dip layer and it is not encapsulated. And it is swatched on the top of the swatch stick. These are all so beautiful. I think this is a pretty good fall collection. I like how it's more like a girly fall collection, more colorful, but I am fingers crossed that they are going to be releasing some better fall colors closer to fall, like some browns, nudes, kind of that type of color, but I do still really love all of these colors. I think they are all extremely beautiful. So now I'm just going to be using the Double Dip Liquid Monomer. If you guys do not know, Double Dip Nails does sell monomer. It comes in a very small bottle and they only sell it in one size, but honestly it is one of my favorite monomers. It is very low odor and I really like using it. I feel like a lot of people don't actually know that these powders are all-in-one powders, that they can also be used as acrylic. And also you can get your monomer right from Double Dip Nails, and it is one of the best monomers that I've ever used. So I will also be having that linked in the description box, but I'm just going to go ahead and swatch the colors as acrylic. And let me just tell you, if you love glitter, you need to purchase this entire collection. All of these powders are packed full of glitter and it is just so beautiful. I just love the way when I have them all swatched out on the paper towel and I'm like tilting it and moving it. Just seeing the reflection of all of the glitter pieces is extremely beautiful. I also have never seen a dip powder with like the maple leaves with also a mix of fun glitter in it. I just think that is so unique and I truly do love it. So if you are seeing colors that you like, either you're an acrylic fan or a dip powder fan, I highly recommend purchasing at least 3 of the colors. That way you can use the code Brandy3 and get one free. But of course, I totally recommend purchasing this entire collection. And also do not wait if you want these colors, because I know that they're color collections for the month has definitely been selling out fast, and I do know the best ones sell out first. So make sure you are checking the description box if you are interested in any of these colors. I am going to go ahead and let the rest of the swatching play out. So here are all 12 colors swatched as acrylic, and like I was saying, just look at the shine and the reflect of these glitter pieces. Absolutely beautiful. I definitely will be coming back in this month of September and using these colors as acrylic. I just really haven't been using acrylic recently because the smell of monomer just gets to me so much and I prefer dip powder or polygel, but I really want to try my best and use these colors as acrylic this month. So if that is something you want, comment that below. That way it gives me that little bit of motivation to keep that in the back of my head that I want to come back to these colors and use them as acrylic. So now, after we've swatched and looked at all of the powders, I did go ahead and apply my full cover nail tips. I went ahead, applied my peel off base coat, and applied these using the Gel X method, and then I went ahead and clipped them down, filed and buffed, and now we are ready to begin the dip powder application. So for today's nail set, I did only choose one of the glitter shades, and that was SP09 Agar, and I just decided to use one because personally, I don't feel like mixing the glitters really creates a good sleek look. I mean, at time to time it can look good, but personally I just went with one color. I also went with this nude, which is 580 Vintage Charm. I believe that's the name for it. But I just thought these paired so perfectly together when I was looking at the swatch sticks. And then I also chose 001 Charlie's Angel, which is a white dip powder. I will also be using 000, which is the clear base dip powder. So for today's nail set, I am going to be using the essential dip liquids, starting off with the dip base, which is step number 2. I also got a new stirring stick, so I'm going to be using this to stir my powders. Stirring your dip powders is very important. Even just shaking them can also help out a lot. It really just combines all of the pigment, all of the powder. It just really combines it and helps you get a lot cleaner, like, finish to the nails. It doesn't give like that wrinkle effect. So that I did realize it helped a lot with stirring my powders. But like I said, I am going to be using the dip base instead of using a gel base coat today. But if you do not like using the essential dip liquids, you can just use a alternative, being a base coat instead. But if you do use a gel base coat for your manicure, you will actually need to cure that. But today I'm just going to be showing how to use the dip base. So because I am using full cover nail tips, I don't really need to worry too much about building an apex or giving the nails too much strength, just because that full cover nail tip already does give a lot of strength to the nails. But with this length of nail, I do still recommend doing at least 3 to 4 coats of dip powder, and that may even be pushing it depending how hard you are on your nails. If you're doing a lot with your nails, I would possibly recommend doing even more coats. But for today, because this is a pop-off nail set, I did only end up doing 3 coats of dip powder on all of the nails. So as you could see with my first layer of the nude dip powder, I did just apply the dip base to the entire full cover nail tip, and then I poured over the product. You can dip your nails, but because of the length of mine, they do not actually fit into the container. So I do just prefer pouring over the product, which also helps a lot with wrinkling as well. If you are struggling with your dip powder application and you're creating wrinkles in the nail, try pouring over the product instead of dipping it. But now I'm just going in with my second coat of dip powder, repeating those same exact steps, but this time I am taking my dust brush and removing the extra dip powder from the first coat of dip powder. I also do want to mention about me using a wooden stick to go around the cuticle area. Recently, I have found that when I'm doing a dip powder manicure, if I take a wooden stick and go around the cuticle after I apply the coat of dip powder, it really gives a cleaner cuticle, and honestly, it helps remove that extra product that you may have gotten around your cuticle or on your skin before it actually dries and hardens, and then you just can't remove it. So if you are having problems with getting a nice clean cuticle, I definitely recommend using a wooden stick because it can be super, super helpful. So I did only do 2 coats of the nude color, but I will be going back in with my third coat using the clear base. I'm now just going to go ahead and move on to the white nails, repeating those same exact steps to apply the dip powder, and then I will come back once I apply the glitter, but I'm just going to go ahead and let the rest of this play out just because it is the same process of applying the nude powder. I really hope that you guys are enjoying the video. If you are, please give the video a like. It really helps me out a lot. Also, if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. That also helps me out. I did just hit 5,000 subscribers, so I do want to say thank you to everyone who has helped me along the journey and have supported me and my channel. Also, if you are feeling generous, please leave a comment below. Now moving right into the glitter nail, I am going to be pouring the glitter dip powder into this little dipping tray, just because if I were to pour over the glitter dip powder just like I did with the other ones, it would really not pick up those glitter pieces. I know a lot of people struggle with glitter dip powder, and this is definitely one of my best tips. No matter what length of nail you are doing, I recommend pouring out that glitter dip powder into like a tray, even a cupcake liner would work, and pushing the nail into the dip powder. That just really helps. Instead of like dipping your nail or pouring it over, the nail won't pick up those glitter pieces like how you want it, and it will pick up more of the actual clear dip powder instead of picking up those glitter pieces. After you do push your nail into the glitter, you will want to take your finger, preferably using a glove, and just push down all of the glitter pieces that are sticking up on the nail. You just want to make sure those glitter pieces are flat. That will really cause a bulky nail if you aren't pushing down those glitter pieces. So I do recommend taking your finger and really going in there right after you dip and pushing those pieces down before it has time to dry. That way, when it does dry, the glitter pieces will dry flat. Then after you have that first dip and it is dry, take your dust brush and go in there and brush away all of that remaining dip powder, all of that glitter, and then you can go in with your second coat, repeating those same steps, pushing the nail into the glitter, and then as soon as you pull it back up, push all those glitter pieces down. So here are how the nails are looking after they all have 2 coats of their specific dip powder color. Even the glitter nail, look at how stunning. I was in love with this color. It was so beautiful, definitely giving fall vibes, and all of the glitter pieces were just so beautiful. Because I did use glitter, I do need to encapsulate, but I just went ahead and encapsulated all of the nails just to make sure all of the nails had 3 coats of dip powder on them and allowed me to file them without filing off my color. So I am just quickly going in and applying 000, the clear base, to all of the nails using the dip base. I do want to mention for my nude and white nails, I could have actually just went in with the actual colored dip powder. I do not really need to encapsulate these nails, but you do want to make sure that you have enough layers of dip powder. Kind of think of it as doing one more layer, like just an extra layer for filing. That's how I always think about it. Like I have my 2 layers, it looks good, but you want to make sure you add that extra layer. You could either do that with your actual colored dip powder, or you can do it with the clear base dip powder, which actually gives the nails a little bit more strength. So that is the reason why I like to do that. Plus, I also already had to encapsulate the glitter nail, which is super, super important. You cannot just go in and file on your glitter nail without encapsulating it, or you will just file away all of that glitter. So do make sure you are encapsulating all of your glitter nails. After I had that clear base on all of the nails and it has dried, I'm now just taking my dust brush and brushing away all of that extra dust. I do like to use a fluffy brush and also a stiffer brush just to make sure I remove all of that extra dip powder and anything that may be on the nails before I go in with the activator, which is step number 3, and this will harden the dip powder layers. You do not have to use activator in between each coat of dip powder you do. You can do all of your coats of dip powder, and then once they are dry, you can go in with one very generous coat of activator, and it will sink and go down through all of the layers, making sure your nails are hard. After that activator hardened up the nails, I did go ahead and file and buff them. I did decide to do that off camera today, but very simple, just going in with my hand file and my buffing block. Then I'm going in with my dust brush again, removing all of that dust, and then I'm going in with my second coat of activator, which is also a very important step because after you file, you create those creases and crevices that you want to make sure you reactivate to make sure the nails are completely hard. So for both of the white nails, I am going to be doing an ombre scrub on those nails. So I am taking the base coat from the Double Dip Nails Bella Vina polygel kits. This is included in all of their polygel kits. You can purchase a polygel kit, or you can also buy this individually on their website, but I did go ahead and add that to the nail, and then I cured for 30 seconds in my nail lamp. Now I'm taking that same nude dip powder and a small fluffy brush, and I am just going to be scrubbing this into the sticky tacky layer of the base coat. I absolutely love ombre scrubs. I used to never be able to do any kind of ombres, like with polygel, with anything. But this ombre scrub is definitely a life changer. It is so easy. You just take your color and you scrub it into the sticky layer of the base coat. One thing you do want to remember is when you're scrubbing it, if you aren't seeing the color change, just try to keep scrubbing and then you will eventually see the color change. But I do want to mention, if I were to do an ombre scrub on top of the nude dip powder, doing it with the white, scrubbing the white, it would not show up just because the nude is a lot darker than the white. So just keep that in mind. You do want your lighter color as the base, and then your darker color, that will be the color you scrub into the base coat. So I did not think about this while I was actually in the process of doing my nails, but once I actually was complete with the ombre scrub, I could definitely tell that the nude color was definitely lightened up quite a bit because it is on a white base, and it didn't look like the same color as the other nude nails. And the reason for that was because I was doing an ombre scrub on a white nail, and it really did lighten up the nude powder quite a bit. So I would recommend doing this. Do your ombre nails, the ones you're wanting to do your ombre on, do those with just the clear base dip powder, and then you can ombre scrub the nude and the white into the nail. I don't know if that really makes sense, but honestly, if I were to do this again, I would keep in mind to actually just keep the nail clear and then scrub both colors, the white and the nude, into the nail. That way the color of the nude would match the other nude nails. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it is definitely quite a bit lighter on the nude on the ombre nails versus the actual nude nails. After I was complete with that ombre and I did like it, I went ahead, gently brushed away the dust, and then I applied my no wipe top coat and cured that for 30 seconds. I was honestly super sad about that nude being lighter, but honestly, I actually liked that nude better because I thought it really went so good with the glitter dip powder, but it's all good. We're still moving ahead, moving along with the nail set, and I am going to be doing some nail art on my index finger. So I'm just taking my base coat, applying a layer of that to the nail, curing for 30 seconds, and then I went ahead and wiped away the sticky layer. Now I'm going in with the Bella Vina white gel liner, and I am going to be creating, I don't know if it's considered a plaid, but it's kind of like that trendy fall nail design. I would call it plaid, but I'm not 100% sure if it's called that. But I'm just going to be creating some lines on the nail, creating a super cute nail art design. Each line, well, almost every line that I do, I go ahead and do a flash cure for 20 seconds before I apply the next line, just because I am going to be overlapping lines, and also I just feel better if I flash cure something that I like before moving on to something else. That way, if I mess up, say for example, I mess up on this line, I don't have to take away that first line. So I am just going to go ahead and let this play out just because I don't really have much to explain. I'm basically just drawing on lines on the nail. So I do use a white, a black, and also a gold gel liner for this process. While I was thinking about this, I would call it actually like a Burberry design. It's kind of like that Burberry print, but anyways, it is complete. It honestly wasn't that hard to do, and I really liked the result of it. So I did go in with my no wipe top coat on that nail, my ring finger, and my pinky as well. And then I cured that for 30 seconds in the nail lamp. If you couldn't tell already, I am doing a fall nail set. I know it is not fall yet, but I definitely want to get some fall inspiration out there. That way, if you do want to do a fall nail set, you have some inspo flowing in your head. So I am going to be creating a 3D polygel flower on my ring finger. This was my first time doing a 3D flower, and I was so scared. I did decide to start off with first placing my rhinestone in the center. Well, not the center of the nail. It's going to be the center of the flower, but I have it more off to the side of the nail because I'm just going to be creating half of a flower. And I'm doing this with polygel just because I thought it would be a lot easier for me using polygel instead of acrylic, just because obviously, polygel does not dry on its own. It needs to be cured. So you have all the time in the world to work with it and get it that perfect shape. So I did decide to use polygel, and I'm just taking this white Bellavina polygel and applying my flower petals. And let me just tell you, this was a process. Once I would do it and I would like it, I would say, okay, that one looks good. And then I'd cut the camera so I could cure it, but then I would look at it more off camera and I'm like, let me try to fix this. So if you do see me show the flower petal and then when I go off to cure and then I come back and it looks different, just don't mind it. I knew it was polygel. I knew I had all the time in the world to work with it, so I kind of just kept working with it and either made it worse or made it better. I don't know. I do not love this nail, but I still like it because you can tell that it is a flower. But let me go ahead and explain the process a little bit. I did go ahead and start off with applying my glossy top coat just because I didn't want the top coat to be on the flower. I then went in with some rhinestone glue, applied my rhinestone to the off to the side of the nail, and then I'm just going in with small beads of polygel and using a spatula to kind of put that on the nail. I'm then using a silicone tool to mold the polygel, of course dipping my silicone tool in some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure the polygel doesn't stick to the silicone tool and it will allow me to move it around. And then I just go ahead, once I like the flower petal, I do cure for 30 seconds in my nail lamp, and then I just repeat that same exact thing, continuing out. For the top and the bottom petal, I did do those quite a bit larger and longer, and then for the two side petals, those are a little bit shorter and kind of more like a round petal. Honestly, I felt like I really liked doing this. It is something a little bit different. Like I said, my first time doing it, but I will totally be trying it again just because I thought it was super cute and I really liked the 3D aspect of it. But after that polygel flower was all cured and complete, I am just going in with a little bit more to the nails. I added some rhinestones around the cuticle area on my ombre nail, and then off camera I did actually go in with some of the gold gel liner on the flower petals. I wasn't filming when I did this, but I did like it, so I went ahead and cured, and I also added some more smaller rhinestones around the larger rhinestone just to kind of fill in that space a little bit more. But I did want to go ahead and show that just so you guys could see the little update on the flower. But that is the finished nail set. I'm now going in with my double dip nourishing cuticle oil and applying that to my cuticles to nourish them, and like I always say, top off the nail set. I love this cuticle oil. It smells so good. It doesn't leave me feeling oily, and it really just truly nourishes my cuticles. So here is the finished look. Let me know what you think of this nail set down in the comments below. I definitely cannot wait to come back to this fall glitter dip powder collection. I will probably be using them as acrylic powder the next time you see me use them, but they are truly so beautiful. If you do want to get your hands on some of these colors, check the description box below. Also, don't forget you can buy 3 get 1 free with the code Brandy3. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.